Hello and welcome to another video from unorthodox Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that's now quite old and is becoming very rare and harder to find. We are looking at the 2008 release by Hasbro from their Star Wars Legacy Collection. And this Legacy Collection is called Evolutions, and it is of the Rebel Pilot Legacy. And this was the Series 1. They did do a Series 2 and a Series 3 of these, each one containing different pilots from the Rebels. So there's Rebel Pilot Legacy 1, Rebel Pilot Legacy 2, and Rebel Pilot Legacy 3. But this is the first one, the Rebel Pilot Legacy. And it contains 3 action figures. And these are the standard 4-inch action figures that Hasbro produced. And they are of Dorovio Bold, Wes Janson, and Numb. And they were pilots for the Rebel Alliance during several different battles that the Rebels fought against the Empire. Okay, so this is the box in front of us. As you can see, it says Star Wars The Legacy Collection. It's got additional accessories, which are behind the cover, which we get to in a little while. It's Dorovio Bold X-Wing pilot, Wes Janson Snowspeeder pilot, and Numb the B-Wing pilot. It's got Evolutions Rebel Pilot Legacy, ages 4 and plus, and it's set number 87602 from assortment number 87874. And well, you've got warning choking has a small parts not suitable for children under 3 years old. And just behind the window you can see the 3 figures, which we'll have a closer look at in a short moment. But in the meantime, what I want to do is turn the box round and let's have a look at what we got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the box around and this is what we got printed on the back. So you can see images on the left hand side and it says Rebel Pilot Legacy. It says the legacy of Rebel pilots is one of uncompromising independence and gritty determination. These are the pilots who crushed the Empire and became the architects of the elite squadrons to come. Dorovio Bold flies an X-Wing against Imperial Forces, going cannon to cannon against Imperial fighters. Wes Janson topples an AT-AT fighter with a skillfully unorthodox maneuver. Numb helped achieve victory flying a weapons-packed B-Wing. From hotshots to heroes, Alliance pilots build a legacy that was given birth to countless towers of glory throughout the galaxies. And it says Dorovid Bold X-Wing pilot, Numb B-Wing pilot, and Wes Janson Snowspeeder pilot. That's the Rebel Pilot Legacy. You've got the Hasbro logo on the right hand side and all the warning information there. It says collect them all, each sold separately. And you've got the Padme Amidala Legacy, the Fett Legacy, and the Sith Legacy. And then you've got the copyright information at the very bottom, the StarWars.com logo at the bottom. Okay, let's just turn the box over and have a look at what we've got on the top there. So it says, let's just zoom that out a little bit. It says Star Wars Evolutions Rebel Pilot Legacy, and you've got an image of the 3 pilots and their the X-Wing and the Snowspeeder above their heads. I can't see the B-Wing, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. And if we look at the other side, you've got similar image, Evolutions again. You got all the warning information there and the copyright information at the bottom, the CE markings and the logos on the bottom left hand corner, and the barcode on the right hand corner. Okay, that is the packet. I'm going to see if I can open this and take the figures out so we can have a look at them. I'm not sure if I can or not, but let's have a look and see what we can see. Okay, so I've removed the packaging from the box. Now I can't actually remove the figures because they are still fully attached inside the box and they are all strapped in, and I have to tear the packaging to get them out, but we can have a look at them. I have opened the front of the packet there, so we've moved it over so we can have a good look at the figures. Now these figures are all the standard size figures, which we'll measure them in a moment, but let's start on the left hand side. So the left hand side we're looking at 10 sorry, the right hand side I should say. I don't know my left and my right. So we're looking at Numb, and 10 Numb was the B-wing pilot. And there you can see he's dressed in all his flight gear, and he comes complete with his blaster. You can see there. Great detailing on the figure. Great articulation on these figures as well, which was pretty standard with all these Legacy series figures. The detailing is second to none. I mean, just look at the detail on his chest unit. Absolutely incredible. Now, he does come with some accessories. If I just turn to the side there, you can see he's got his helmet there and his oxygen tube. Now that obviously then fits on his head. Yeah, we're looking at the brown one here, so that one there. So that's on a separate little packet, which was hidden behind the front board, but that is the accessories for 10 Numb, and they, as I say, they fit comfortably over his head, because his head is a slightly different shape to the humans with the big ears and so on, so that fits him quite perfectly. But as I say, the detailing is fabulous, and his facial features are just spot on. Okay, let's move over to Wes Janson, who is the Snowspeeder pilot, and there you can see he's actually wearing his helmet, which I believe is removable, just as the other helmets are. But the same thing applies. Fantastic detailing, even on the helmet. The helmet is in fantastic detailed, and again, look at the detailing on the chest unit. Just absolutely fabulous, and the flight suit is also superb, and he's holding his blaster as well there. Yeah, just absolutely incredible detailing on these figures, but the Legacy collection was superb anyway. So there's no additional set accessories for Wes Janson because he's actually wearing everything. And then let's move over to the final figure on the left hand side, which Dorovio Bold, who was an X-wing pilot, and again, detailing, the facial features absolutely spot on. The chest unit, again, the full details on the chest unit. The detailing again is superb. There's a whole holster at the side there, and weapon in hand, blaster in hand there, and again, full detailing. The uniform is spot on. The flight suit, I should say, is spot on. It's absolutely fantastic. And then if we move over to the accessories there, you can see the helmet and the oxygen tube there, which again fit on the figure's head. Yeah, I mean, these figures are just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. They are all the same size, so let's get some measurements here. It's going to be a little bit awkward to measure these because they're still attached to the packet, but if I can try and get that down, we're looking at about 10 centimeters, or maybe between 9 and 10 centimeters. It's difficult to measure because the way the package is. Width wise, we're looking at about 4 to 5 centimeters, depending on where the arms are, and it's the usual 2 to 3 centimeters deep on the figures. Articulation, again, let's zoom right into the figure and have a look. So articulation wise, you've got the head, the tops of the arms, you've got the elbow sections and the hands, which move on each of the figures, the waist, the tops of the legs, and the knee joints on the bottom figure. So there is some great articulation on all of these figures. I hope you saw that. I didn't. You wasn't just looking at my hand, but yeah, just to reiterate. So the neck moves, the arms go up and down, the joints on the elbows go up and down, and you can turn the hands. Just above the gloves, you can see the articulation. You've got the waist movement, your tops of the legs, which move up and down, and the knee joints. And they're all the same on each of the figures. They all have fantastic articulation. And that's the same with 10 Numb as well. So you can see the joints and the articulation, and where the movement will take place. So very good articulation, very good likeness of the characters, and overall a terrific set of 3 figures that are, well, now very difficult to find. But how well did these figures do back in their release date in 2008? Well, the Legacy collection was, for me, probably the best collection of the smaller figures. The detailing on the figures was second to none. The articulation could have been a little bit better, I have to add. When you think about the articulation on the later figures like the Black Series, the articulation is absolutely fantastic. It's a shame that they didn't have the top of the arm movements like the Playmates Star Trek figures had. That would have been great, but they don't have them on these particular range. But other than that, all the Legacy items were amazing. Even all the ships, all of the sets, they were just absolutely phenomenal. The whole detailing and the full attention to detailing on all of the Legacy items was just the best. So for me, these at the time, these were the best short figures that were ever produced. Obviously, the Black Series is now a tough competition for the Legacy collection, but overall, great. But because these were sets and these were, I think they were geared for a slightly older audience because of the detailing and the price. They were more for collectors than really to be played with. So I really don't think the Legacy series sold as well as the individual loose figures, and not to mention that also most of the figures had already been pre-released individually. So you know, a lot of people like 10 Numb, for example, have been pre-released. I don't know if the other 2 have been. I can't remember, to be perfectly honest with you, but I know that 10 Numb had been released several different times. So he was available separately. So yeah, as a parent, you would go to buy your kids the single figures rather than the sets because of the massive price difference, and the obviously the detailing had made these much more expensive. But obviously Hasbro, they're not silly. They made certain quantities of these and they did sell them. They sold out of them. But as with all the Legacy collection and with all the figures, in actual fact, they are limited releases. They release them, they decide a quantity that they're going to produce, and they release those quantities, and that's it. They move on to the next phase. So every figure really is limited edition. Some obviously have a lot less quantity than others, and I think the Legacy collection was in these packs were fairly low quantities. So let's move forward now to 16 years on to 2024. How well do these figures sell, or do these figures come up now? Well, some of the sets come up on some of the platforms. I did see a few of the Evolution sets on some of the platforms when I was researching. However, this particular set I couldn't find anywhere. So this was the first of the Rebel Pilot Legacy sets, and there was 3 of those that were produced. So this one is obviously the rarest, as it was the first one that was produced. But like I say, I couldn't find this anywhere. I couldn't find any recent history of these being up either. So this particular one, I can tell you, is very, very hard to find. However, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a couple of sets of these, and they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items, and many other vintage toy games and collectibles. Come to that, as over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something you won't want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, Or perhaps just something from your childhood that you like to own again to help you recuperate those long-lost childhood memories. Well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you'd be looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful Star Wars Evolutions figure set with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next video. So bye for now.